What's going on, guys? It's Masalito here with another story for you. And just like I said in my last video, I'm excited to tell this one. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, without further ado, let's go. So, it all takes place back in 2022, 2 days before my birthday. And I woke up very excited this day because I was going to go see one of my favorite bands who'd been broken up for many years in concert this night. And it was their first tour back together. So I was really excited. So I roll out of bed, get ready for work. Work was fine. Then when I got home, I knew I was going to be on a time crunch because it was voting day. So I had to shower, get changed, have dinner, go to the polls, vote, and get to the concert, which was an hour away. And I had an hour and 45 minutes to do it. So I basically run into my house, take the fastest shower of my life, change, grab a bottle of water, and I was not having time to eat dinner, so I grabbed a protein bar and headed out the door. Got to the polls pretty quick, voted, and then headed to the venue. Now, when I got to the venue, this is precisely why I show up to shows like an hour early. It was about 15 minutes till show start, and I have never had to drive through such a cluster in my life. That sucked. Good thing they had about 7 or 8 traffic directors telling us where to go, because otherwise I would have been lost. So after I inevitably find parking, I head inside and head into the show. Now the show had already started at this point because, like I said, the traffic was a nightmare, but it was fine because it was the first opener and I didn't even know who they were. So I get in there and it's pretty packed already. So as I'm walking down into the pit, I'm looking around and I see this guy that looks really familiar. And I'm like, do I know him? But you never really know because it's dark. So I'm like, whatever, I'll go up to him. And I do, and I look at him and I'm like, oh shit. And turns out it's my buddy Joseph. And I was like, what's up, man? And he was like, oh shit, dude, I didn't know you were here. And so we chopped it up for a bit. He was with his girlfriend, so I didn't want to stay around too long. Wanted to kind of let them have their own thing. And yeah, and then after we finished talking for a little bit, I told him, I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to go try to get closer to the front. He's like, all right, man, talk to you later. I'm like, all right, see you, dude. And that's what I did. I started meandering my way through the crowd. And pretty soon after that, the first opener was done. And the second opener came on. The second opener I'd heard of, but never seen them or listened to their music. And holy shit, guys, they were phenomenal. One of the best metal shows I've ever been to, and I am dead serious when I say that. It was awesome. So I moshed a little bit. It was fun. And I was a little closer to the front now. So I was pretty happy because the next band was the one I came to see. And then the headliner was a band that I knew of, but I wasn't really a huge fan of. I just wanted to see the band that was the opener. So all of a sudden their banner shows up. The crowd starts going nuts. And that proceeded to be one of the most fun shows I've ever been to. Now, towards the end of the set, it was getting hot as hell. Dude, this venue is ridiculously hot. And I had a damn sweatshirt on and baggy pants. So I was roasting. Don't ask me why I wore a damn sweatshirt. I mean, it was cold outside, but I should have just toughed it out and walked inside the 15 to 20 feet. It was probably more like 200 feet, but anyways. So I was roasting, and they played my favorite song, and it was nuts. It was super fun. And then they get to the last song, and I knew this was going to be the last song. It's their most popular song. It is a great song. I'll give them that. It is a phenomenal song. And they start playing it, and they get about halfway through, and I just can't take it anymore, man. I've been standing there for like 2.5, 3 hours at this point, and I am sweating my ass off. So I tap the guy next to me and I point up, and he's like, you want to go up? I'm like, yeah. He's like, cool. And he grabs me. Then the guy standing next to him grabs my legs and they boost me up, and I start crowd surfing. Now, this was the first time I'd ever crowd surfed because every time I go to a concert, I'm with someone and I don't want to lose them. But this time I was like, hey, I'm by myself. Who gives a shit? So that's what I did. And guys, that was so much fun, and I have crowd surfed so many times since then because it is so fun. I actually have it on video. I'm not going to put it in here, but Maybe someday I'll put the video up. But it was amazing. And so I get pulled off the top after I get to the front. You know, they pull you over the gate and then you have to walk around. Now, before I went up, I had my phone in my hand because I knew I wanted to record it. And I put my wallet in one of my pockets that had like buttons so that I could close it and make sure that it wasn't going to go anywhere. However, forgot to put something in there. So I get pulled off the top over the front gate, you know, close to the band, close to the stage. And that was really cool. So I was like really close to them. But, you know, the security's rushing you through to get out of there. And I'm patting myself down, make sure I have all my stuff. And that's when it hits me. And it's actually so funny because it's in the video and you can hear me say, "Oh, fuck, my keys. I lost my keys, guys. Yep, they fell out of my damn pocket." And this was not a small venue. So I was fucked and terrified because I'm basically a full hour away from my house. I knew that the likelihood of me finding my keys was damn near slim to none. So I'm panicking. So I don't know what to do, guys. I am mid freak out and I essentially run downstairs to the box office and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I lost my keys while I was crowd surfing and now I don't know what to do. And basically they tell me, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened. You can wait around and someone might turn them in." That's literally all they told me. And I mean, that's fair. What else were they going to tell me? It's not their responsibility to keep my keys in my pocket. No, I'm having a damn near panic attack at this point because I'm like, it's already 10:30 at night. My dad had to work really early the next morning, and I knew I had no choice but to call him. And I knew he was going to be pissed. So I call up my dad. I'm like, "Hey, Dad," because I was freaking the hell out, dude. So he's like, "What? What do you want? It's 10:30. I'm in bed. You just woke your mom up." And I'm like, "So please don't hate me." And he's like, "Why?" And I said, "I need you to drive down here. I lost my keys." And I wish that I would have gotten his response on recording or something because it was so just disappointed. He just goes, "Are you kidding me?" And I said, "No, I'm dead serious. I literally don't know what to do. I'm terrified." And my dad goes, "Well, there's no reason to freak out, so chill out, but you owe me big time." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." And he's like, "I have to be up at 5 in the morning." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, "I will bring you your keys." So I'm like, "Thank you, like so much." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll text you when I'm there." And I'm like, "Okay, thank you." And he hangs up. Now, I guess I had a solution. My dad was bringing my spare. Great. But that then leaves me with only one key. And I know that's not the end of the world, but I kind of wanted to keep my original pair. It had a couple of key change on it. So I found a solution. Kind of. My dad was bringing me my spare. But I couldn't go anywhere, so I just hung out. And I didn't even want to go back up to the concert because I was just too in my head. I was freaking out way too bad. So I just kind of chilled down with the security and talked to them. And every once in a while, they usually don't let you do this, but they were letting me do it because I didn't have any keys and I was freaking worried because the area I was in was not a great area. And I was worried that someone might pick up my keys and then go out to the parking lot and just start hitting buttons until they found which one it was and take it, because it would have been very easy to do. So they kept letting me go outside and check on my car and then come back, and it was nice of them to let me do that. I was very happy. Now, about half an hour goes by, and guys, I'm just panicking. I fully accept my fate that I will never find my keys. I'm screwed, and my dad's gonna be so mad because he's gonna be exhausted for work the next day. But then, all of a sudden, I'm down by security, I'm talking to him, and my phone starts ringing. And I don't know the number, I don't give a shit, I'm picking it up. Because they told me they would call me and let me know if they found my keys. So I didn't care where this number was coming from, I'm picking that shit up. And I pick up the phone, and all they said was, "We found your keys." And I said, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And I hang up the phone. I didn't even say anything after that. I didn't like say bye or anything. I just hung up the phone and just started sprinting towards the box office. And it was so funny. It was right out of a movie. As I'm running up the stairs, I hear one of the security guards yell, "Go get him, baby." And I'm like, "I will." And I run up and I get my keys. And I had the biggest smile on my face for about 10 seconds. Not even, about 5 seconds. Because I just realized that I get to call my dad and be like, "Hey, you can turn around now. I found him. Don't worry." And I knew my dad was not going to want to hear that. I mean, he'd be happy I found him, but be pissed that he drove all the way out there in the middle of the night. It was like 11:30 at this point, guys. So I open up my phone and I call my dad, and he picks up and he's like, "Hello?" And I'm like, "Hey, where are you?" And he tells me where he is. And guys, he's literally like 15 minutes from the venue. And I go, "Please don't be mad at me." And he goes, "Let me guess, you found your keys." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And he's like, "I'm turning around. I'll talk to you in the morning." I'm like, "Okay, thank you. I love you." And he's like, "Yeah, I love you too. Bye." So, yeah, I went out. And like I said, I had no interest in going up to see the rest of the show. I just wanted to go home at this point. And so I go down, I get in my car, and I just kind of sit there for a second and contemplate my choices. And after that, I headed home. And yeah, I didn't get much sleep that night because I didn't get home until about 12:30, 1-ish. And that's pretty much the end of the story, guys. My dad was not happy with me the next day, and I do not blame him. But there's a very good lesson here, guys. If you're gonna crowd surf, don't wear baggy pants. And if you're gonna, definitely don't leave your keys in your damn pocket or your wallet or anything you want to lose, because they will fall out. So, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, drop a like, subscribe if you feel like it, and I will be back tomorrow, guys. So, thank you guys again for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Later.